Right guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm just going to show you how to install a set of Shimano Ultegra R8070 calipers, so front and rear calipers on your road bike. Just show you how to install the bare caliper and what the components are. Right, so here we have the Ultegra calipers. As I say, these are the R8070 road calipers, flat mount calipers for your road bike. Obviously you've got the front caliper and rear caliper. Now, in regards to the front caliper, as you see here, it's got the adapter on it like so. So it's for 140, as you can see there. Now if you take that bracket off with these 4mm hex heads there, you turn it round, as you can see there, it's for 160, so that's reversible depending on what size disc you've got on the bike or what disc you're going to fit, so you can change that adapter round. So that's the front caliper. Obviously it's got the bleed block installed when it's new like so, the brake bleeding process there instead of the pads. The same goes for the rear caliper. It's got the brake bleeding block installed, that yellow block, that's what that yellow block is, just in case you're wondering. So obviously what I'll do is I'll just show you the kit you get with each caliper. Obviously you've got the front caliper, and the kit for that caliper will come with something like that. Sorry, something like that, the front. So I'll empty it out and show you the pieces that you get in it. So take the bits out of the bag, you find you've got two pads there. Obviously they're handed, you see there, right and left, and the spring loading the pads there, and the retainer. We also got this, which is when the pads are installed. This goes in replacement of the disc, obviously like so. So it just acts as a fake sort of disc in the middle, if you see what I mean, like that. It replaces the disc. If you're taking the wheel out, you just put that in as a replacement to stop you pressing the brake lever and then the pads moving and pushing the pistons right out, and then you can't get the disc back in when you go to refit the wheel if you accidentally pump the lever. So you got your mounting bolts, two mounting bolts there for the front, the short ones like that. Then you got the clip there, what goes over the mounting bolt, just to stop it coming undone. That's all that does, stop the bolt undoing itself. So you get that, and then you also get very small, it's easy to lose, so be careful with the packet. A small clip like so, you see there. So that is what goes in that small hole there after you've bolted it on. If you was bolting it on without the bracket, so you can see there, the bracket takes the place of the hole, so that will go in there to stop the bolt coming undone. So that's what that does. So that's the front caliper. So in regards to mounting the pads in it, when it comes to doing that, obviously you want to leave the brake bleeding block in there until you're ready to install your pads and the front wheels on and everything. But if I go show you now how to install the pad, just in case you're wondering, obviously you can remove the little spring type clip there, so you can take that off like so. Just put that to one side, and you need a flat blade screwdriver like so, and just undo the retaining pin there, what's going to keep the pads in, and currently it's holding the retaining, it's holding the block in the middle for the bleeding. You just pull that out, put that down, then you can just slide out the block out the bottom like so. It's all it is, just a plastic block. Obviously you put the caliper down, Obviously you want to know what's right and what's left on the caliper. So obviously when it's mounted on the bike, like so, your bleed port's there for the brakes, and obviously the hose, hydraulic hose that goes to the lever would be in the top, so it'd be mounted on the bike like so. So obviously with the Ultegra Shimano, a bit on the outside like that. So obviously you get your pads. So you got your, like I said before, it's a right-handed pad and a left-handed pad. So the spring clip, like I was showing you, if you get your pad like so, it just slides over like that, so it sits on there like so. Then all you do is get your opposite one, your left-hand one, as you see there, and then offer that up over there, like so. So it sits on the top of the on top of the actual material, the brake pad, like that. And you just hold them together. And obviously, right and left-handed, like I said, it's going to be mounted like that. So obviously the right hand's on the inside, left's on the outside, and then you just place them in like so and slot them down in. And then obviously you get your pin again. Obviously it's got to go on the side where the thread is, so it slides all the way through. Just got to make sure you got the pad in line. You might have to fiddle it up and down so it goes through. Make sure it goes through the make sure it's going to go through the retainer as well in the middle of the spring. So once that's in like so, all you do is get your flat blade again and tighten that back up all the way, like so. Snip it up, and you get your spring clip again, and you can put that back on onto the slot like so. That's the pads installed, and the same applies to the rear, exactly the same, just applies to the rear in the installation. But I say you want to leave the pads, and all it does is, if you're wondering what that does, that just goes in place of the disc, so it just slides up. That will just slide up in the middle there, like so, then clips in like that in place of the disc. So if you've got your wheel out or your bike, there's no fear of pressing the levers and then squeezing the pistons all the way out when you haven't got a disc in place. So you can just pop that back in like that. So right, when you're ready to install your caliper onto your fork, like so, you just get the mounting bolts provided, 4mm hex head. So you want to just offer it up and just put them in, just starting by hand to start with, just to make sure you don't cross thread anything while you're doing it. So you get them located by hand, just to make sure they're in there properly. So like I said earlier, it depends which size disc you're going to be running to which side. If you want to turn the adapter bracket up the other way, I'll say for the time being, all you want to do is, if you're fitting them, obviously, and you haven't got a wheel to put in, you haven't bled anything, then you can just put them, just nip them up on there for now. Don't have to torque them up or anything for the time being. Like I said, when you finally finished, you just put this clip on just to stop the bolt. Just clip it over, just stop it undoing itself. So you just clip that, just spring loaded, just pull it out a bit. You see it's got a slot in it, and just push it over there, and then the tab on there just stops the bolt from coming undone again. So you just put it so it can't come undone. So right guys, here's the rear caliper, like so. Obviously goes on the rear like that. So your bleeder at the top, and then your hose comes out the front there. So before you mount it, obviously mounting the rear, you've got the longer bolts that go up through the frame, through the bottom of the frame, and it comes with this. If you're wondering what this is, and that just sits on there, and you put a bolt up through just to make sure you've got long enough bolts for the to hold the caliper on. So you can see the top of the bolt sticking out at the top of the yellow adapter there. That's what the yellow adapter, that's what that's for, just to measure that. So the principle of fitting the pads is the same for the rear, so won't go into that. So it's the same thing. So 4mm hex heads again, just start them off by hand again. To make sure, just start them off a bit at a time before you go and tighten anything up. So if you're fitting them for the first time, then just nip them down for now, because you still got to do the brake bleed in and everything. So if you just nip them up on there for the time being. It's 4mm hex head to tighten them up. Obviously there's no adapter, you can get adapter on the back if you're going to run a bigger disc on the back, but so it's got no adapter on the back, so I'm just using a 140mm disc, so you don't need an adapter. If you're running a 160, you'd have to have an adapter on there. So I'll just nip that up for now, and then don't forget when you finally finish, like I said earlier, you got this little clip that comes in there, and that goes in that hole. You can see there, there's a little hole there, so you just push that in to that hole. Like so. Right guys, that was a quick look at how you install the calipers on your bike and fit the pads to the calipers. So it's very straightforward as long as you follow the steps. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more cycle related content. Until the next video, ride safe and I'll see you then.